Wayne LaPierre has run the NRA since 1991, and by all accounts, he's done an incredible job pushing his agenda. So he's kind of resigning with his job done, but also with his tail between his legs.
Well, I think that's well put. Pushing his agenda, I think that's probably exactly right. For the organization, less clear, because in recent years, the membership has declined really precipitously, and their revenues have declined precipitously. They've really come under real storm, and it's a less organization today than it was 5 years ago. So he's certainly been pushing his agenda, but it's not been as successful, in part because of some of the things going on here that Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York State, has been pursuing with him.
Well, can you speak to that part of things? This is all on the eve of a civil trial here. What does it mean for Letitia James's push?
Well, on the one hand, she started out wanting to dissolve the NRA, and she didn't get that. The court said you can't do that. You got to take a less restrictive alternative here. So she went after Mr. LaPierre, as well as 2 or 3 of his colleagues. But basically what she said was they were not using the funds for charitable purposes. It is a charity, actually. We might forget that NRA is a charity. And they were using it allegedly for a lot of different purposes, including for a lot of private jets, for a huge shopping spree at Xenia out in Los Angeles for Mr. LaPierre. Those are the allegations in the lawsuit. And so the claim was, you know, you're sort of using this to some extent like your personal piggy bank, not for charitable purposes. That was the allegations. That's what they're going to try to seek to prove. By the way, this was not, as I understand it, part of an overall settlement. When I first heard it, I thought, oh, maybe this is settling the case. I now read from other news organizations it's not part of a settlement. So that trial can still go forward against the other people, and also there are money damages being sought from Mr. LaPierre.
So if Wayne LaPierre's resignation was one of Letitia James's goals, and that's being taken away, and dissolution of the group is not likely, what else is she gunning for at this point?
Well, she wants money back. She wants to go after some of the people, but she's clearly diminished the scope of it. I think the really interesting question for me and for a lot of people, because he has been such an institution when it comes to gun legislation, what will it be like now? I mean, how much of it was because of the NRA and Wayne LaPierre as opposed to other people, whether people stepping? I mean, we have to bear in mind, through the last several Supreme Court nominations, one of the issues is where do they stand on guns? They have a say about who gets nominated in the Supreme Court, certainly over legislation. It's a lobbying organization. It's been perhaps one of the most effective lobbying organizations in Washington, at least in the past.